Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot to talk about. Hit subscribe right now. We're on our way to 120,000 subscribers. And to my super chat, thank you so very, very much. You give me every incentive to continue rocking these live streams. Let's go ahead. We have the NSA moderately confident. We have technology nowadays where just from the voice, someone's voice, you could find out where they live. Okay? Just from someone's voice, you could pretty much find out everything about them. We have technology where pretty much nobody can hide. And the NSA is only moderately confident with their $10 billion budget that the DNC was hacked by Russia to inform the country that Hillary Clinton was cheating Bernie Sanders, that Debbie Wasserman Schultz was cheating Bernie Sanders. We have all the technology in the world, yet we can't find actual people who hacked the DNC. The people who were indicted are part of a conspiracy to hack. The indicted Russian nationals who were part of a conspiracy to hack. And let's just run down a list. So the Russian collusion was complete and utter nonsense purchased by Hillary Clinton. A Steele dossier that was gossip, purchased by money funneled through a law firm. CrowdStrike, a company that was hired by the DNC and paid for by Clinton, it miraculously corroborated what the DNC stated. The DNC never gave its computer servers to the FBI. Hello, everyone. Thank you so very much for watching. Patrish in Utah, thank you so much for watching. Hello, everybody. And so there's no evidence of anything, yet there's suspicion. There's a lot of suspicion. Hillary Clinton transferred top secret intelligence outside the United States government. Louis Gohmert, the Inspector General, and others have stated that her server was hacked. All of her emails, aside from a couple or four, were forwarded to a foreign entity, not Russia, according to Louis Gohmert. He explained that to Peter Strzok, and Strzok eventually was promptly fired. James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, all fired. All fired. And so it's like they're basically everything that they do, whether it's actual crimes pertaining to national security issues with 18 top secret 18 classified emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop, you have a situation where there are egregious crimes linked to Clinton, egregious campaign finance violations. I wrote in the Daily Caller that Hillary Clinton should be charged indicted under campaign finance violations. Correct the Record is a campaign finance violation. That was right then there to arm an extension of the Clinton campaign. They paid $1 million to harass people with trolls online. In addition to that, you have, and you talk about Russian interference. What about the interference from Correct the Record on Facebook and Twitter? G. Taylor, H.A., you've got it all wrong. Get out. G. Taylor, thank you so very much. That's, of course, a reference to Phil Mudd. Get out. You got 10 minutes. But thank you, G. Taylor. Thank you. I mean, I'm trying to give a background, a quick recap of the insanity. But every single thing that they latch onto in terms of propaganda, every single thing they say will take place never happens. Trump couldn't win. He won. Trump is a menace, a danger. He'll start a world war. Oh, by the way, he met with Kim Jong-un. And now North Korea is not the same threat or enemy it once was, and now they're talking to South Korea. It was a monumental breakthrough. Kim Jong-un and Moon Jae-in of South Korea shaking hands at the DMZ, something you never thought would happen. All of this took place under Trump. The 4.1% GDP growth, the economy is doing well. They said that his tariffs would tank the economy. It didn't. And he's still imposing tariffs. They said his foreign policy would lead to catastrophe. It hasn't. We're actually safer as a country compared to Obama's foreign policy. Obama's foreign policy resulted in the destruction of Libya and American soldiers sent to all different places from Yemen to Syria, kept in Iraq and Afghanistan. So, and Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize, which is hilarious. But first they said that he couldn't win. Then there was the Access Hollywood tape. He won 30 states. And the Russians apparently then influenced the election, but gave Hillary the popular vote. So we don't know how that happens. How did the Russians influence the election, but then she still gets the popular vote? Now they're saying because they couldn't, the Russia probe, the Mueller probe was complete nonsense. Nothing happened with the Mueller probe. It didn't find anything. Nothing. Nobody was Nobody was an intermediary between Trump and Putin. The only person who met with Putin, the only American president who's met with Putin in the past, 10 years, let's put it this way. Bill Clinton met with Vladimir Putin while the uranium deal was going down, and he got paid $500,000 from a Moscow investment bank. But they said at first that, oh my God, the NSA is moderately confident. We have the Steele dossier, and we have a Papadopoulos conversation with Alexander Dumbo Downer. Papadopoulos is not flipping. He's actually going to, if he listens to his beautiful wife, he will go ahead and reverse the plea deal and say, no, I'm not pleading guilty. Then you have the dossier that was used for a FISA warrant, that was used to just to foster this investigation, complete and utter nonsense and gossip, purchased by Hillary Clinton. So it's like so overt. That proved to be nothing. BuzzFeed is now suing the DNC. The DNC is refusing to give BuzzFeed any information. BuzzFeed's getting sued for defamation, obviously, when you publish things that are not verified and salacious. Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson, Christopher Steele, all getting sued. McCabe, and Strzok all fired. You have other people at the FBI, about 5 or 6, that are being investigated right now. You have James Comey being investigated for leaking classified memos. And Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, Obama DOJ official Bruce Orr is now a key figure in all of this because he was an intermediary. Democrats talk about back channels. Oh my God, they're back channels. Oh, look at these back channels. Well, they're Fusion GPS had a back channel or a front channel or whatever, an intermediary with James Comey. And you still have an ongoing Clinton Foundation probe. She will eventually get charged. She'll eventually get indicted. And you can pick a crime, any crime. It could be campaign finance. It could be U.S. Code 793F of the Espionage Act. Campaign finance violations I wrote about in the Daily Caller. It can be Clinton Foundation RICO statutes that Giuliani talks about. And you're talking about a weapons deal, $10 billion stolen from Haiti, uranium sale, cash flow to the Clinton Foundation amid the Russian uranium deal. It doesn't matter whether she had complete control or not. There is a history of quid pro quo transactions. Money flows into the Clinton Foundation from UBS, from Boeing, from countries that want weapons deals, from a Chicago commodities trader, from donors who want to help Haiti, quote unquote, help. I talked about, and then $156 million from 85 donors who just happened to miraculously meet with Clinton. Every time there's a tremendous amount of money flowing into the Clinton Foundation, a beneficial outcome takes place. What a coincidence. And she just happened to delete 33,000 emails on yoga. They were all about the Clinton Foundation and donors and fundraising. And I write about that in But Her Deleted Emails and But Her Top Secret Emails. So April Connelly, just showing support for one of my favorite YouTube channels. Thank you so much, April. Thank you so much, April Connelly. As always, very sweet of you, very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Greatly, greatly appreciated. So we get to, I've given you like a 7-minute rundown, or 10-minute rundown actually, of everything. Now let's just get to what's taking place. So even CNN, you're not going to indict the president. Impeachment isn't going to happen because you need 2/3 of the Senate. And Democrats don't control the House. They're going to lose the midterms. You can't run on no borders, and you can't run on talking about single payer without explaining that you're going to double taxes, and that even then it wouldn't be enough. And you say, well, people are losing their lives. They don't have health care. Yeah, there's a $7,000 out-of-pocket maximum for Obamacare, and on average, $5,000 to $7,000 for Medicare. If you don't have $7,000 to pay a year for health care, you're very, very likely you don't have health care. And I know it's a horrible thing, very horrible thing. But the whole concept of Medicare for all is like, oh, well, people won't pay anything. Well, they're still out of pocket now for Medicare. Don't label it label it based on a program where people already pay out of pocket. That's the irony. That's one piece of irony. One aspect that's bizarre. You're saying Medicare for all, but people are paying $7,000 out of their pocket, 5 to 7, sometimes more. But this is CNN politics. Being indicted isn't Donald Trump's problem. This is from Chris Eliza. This is CNN. Even CNN says he's not going to get indicted. Bottom line, I explained yesterday, even if he instructed Cohen, not a campaign finance violation. This has nothing to do with the campaign. He won even with an Access Hollywood video tape. He won even with an Access Hollywood tape. So to say that, oh my goodness, oh my God. Oh my goodness, he was worried about voters in Wisconsin. No, Wisconsin voted for Trump. The last time they voted for a Republican was 1984. This would not have altered anything. The Yahtzee won. The Yahtzee won. Why do you? Thank you. The front. Yes. That's what I tell my buddy. Don't be a. What do you think Trump sessions are moving slowly, charging her? The Yahtzee won. I think that. What do you think Trump sessions are moving slowly charging her? I think that it's just a matter right now of the Mueller probe. Sessions is petrified of not having enough political momentum to charge Clinton. He wants to charge Clinton. Everyone does. She's committed crimes. And the Yahtzee one, I think that right now he's like, okay, political momentum is slowly moving towards our direction, And by the way, I love when the super chat asks me questions, my opinion on things. I thank you for that. But I think that he's just waiting for political momentum. He's also waiting to, if Republicans, and I know they will, they're going to win the House. You're not going to have a blue wave. If anything, you're more likely to have a red wave than a blue wave. People don't go ahead and get off their behinds because they hate somebody's personality if that person is actually presiding over a good economy. So you have a pretty good economy, and you have a president that hasn't, all of these scandals, whether it's Michael Cohen or Stormy or whatever, these are not real scandals. Nobody really cares. They certainly don't care about Russia. But to answer your question, the Yahtzee won, he's waiting for political momentum, enough political momentum to say, oh, you know what? This has nothing to do with Russia. In fact, he's waiting for the probe to end somehow. then he's going to go after Clinton. Because there's already a Clinton Foundation probe. And they had an audit where they had to refile 5 years worth of forms. But then you have the 2 planes in Little Rock. And it's a drug bust, but drug empires don't take copious notes, use file cabinets. That makes no sense at all. So almost certainly you have 2 DOJ planes. It's almost certainly for the Clinton Foundation in my view. But let's just read this. So this is CNN. Even CNN is like, being indicted isn't Donald Trump's problem. So he's not going to go to jail for anything. He's not going to, and impeachment might be. But then you have Dershowitz saying there's nothing impeachable. But here, in the wake of an absolutely stunning 60 Minutes revelations on Tuesday morning, you might have been tempted to wonder whether President Donald Trump was in real legal jeopardy. After all, his one-time personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, testified as part of a plea agreement. By the way, if he pled guilty, that doesn't mean he's guilty. It doesn't mean Trump is guilty. It just means he pled guilty. So what? You still have to prove the charge. After all, his one-time personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, testified as part of a plea agreement in New York City that then candidate Trump had directed and coordinated his effort to hide payments discussed in the run-up to the 2016 election with 2 women, Stormy and Karen McDougal. So what? Even if he did, so what? How is that a campaign finance violation? Didn't influence the election at all. Nobody would have changed their vote. He won. Even if they knew he had a relationship with Stormy or Karen McDougal, it would have been like not news at all. All the news with Trump was that, oh man, he's this ogre, he's horrible. Not that, oh, he had consensual relationships with people. In an effort to keep their allegations of extramarital affairs with Trump out of the press, in Daniel's case, a $130,000 payment was made. Okay, so what? Then he reimbursed Cohen. Okay, so what? It's not illegal. And if it's a campaign finance violation, it's a fine. President Obama had millions in donor money that wasn't reported. We'll get to that in a moment. That is a violation of campaign finance laws, one of 8 charges that Cohen pled guilty to on Tuesday. There's 2 campaign finance violations that he pled guilty to. And so if Cohen admitted he broke the law and testified that he did it at the direction of the president, then, well, isn't the president in deep trouble? No. Probably not. And the reason is that special counsel Robert Mueller's office has apparently signaled to the president's legal team that they will abide by longstanding Justice Department regulations to stipulate that a sitting president can't be indicted. So there you go. All they get to do is write a report. Trump lawyer Rudy Giuliani told CNN's Dana Bash, what are they going to indict him on? That he went ahead and paid, that he went ahead and had a business transaction with 2 human beings who took money willingly, who had a relationship with him willingly. They can't indict. At least they acknowledge that to us, after some battling, they acknowledge that to us. What are they going to, it's like, what are they going to indict him on? Michael C. would love to see someone in GOP speak out about the dangers of criminalizing normal politics. I agree with you on that, Michael C. And I would also like to see Clinton get indicted on, the major crime she committed. I agree with you. John Lee, the maximum out of pocket for most ACA plans is $65,000 to $7,000. Add a modest premium of, say, $500 a month, and one is spending over $12,000 before the insurance company takes over. Exactly. And they're like, oh my God, it's going to be better than even the ACA and Medicare. It's like you're still paying out of pocket. John Lee, 100% right. That's the thing. Like, it's always virtue signaling. It's always, oh my God. And then you have just the federal budget every year. $4 trillion, over $1 trillion is spent on healthcare and Medicare and health. And then one of Bernie's estimates is that it'll be 1.3 trillion. Well, how is that possible? Because Medicare is 44 million. And health, part of the budget, you add, let's say 20 or 30 million, still 70 million, let's say. It's not 320 million. So you're 100% right, John Lee. And Medicare is around 5,000 to 7,000 out of pocket also. Butterfly 1965. HA, you are such a nice person and so funny. I enjoy your live streams. You help to abate my worries for Trump and how he is being treated by the Mueller cabal. Thank you, Butterfly 1965. You know, I appreciate that very much, Butterfly 1965. Thank you so very much. John Lee, thank you again. And I agree with you, and that's great information. Yeah, I spoke about that yesterday also. It's great information. Thanks, John Lee. Butterfly 1965, very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. And makes me feel good. Like I said, every day on the left, when I was on the left, it was, you're horrible, you're a loser, you know, you should never have been born. I hope you get thrown into a Space Force vehicle and, shipped out into space along with Trump and, everyone else we don't like. Basically, so even Chris Cillizza is like, yeah, he's not going to get indicted. So Mueller is not going to indict Trump on this. He's not going to indict Trump on anything unless it's egregious national security risk. That's also an issue. It's not high crimes and misdemeanors. So the Constitution talks about impeachment. Like, you could have impeached Clinton for the private server or for the Clinton Foundation. That's a threat to national security. You're talking about other nations, Iran, China, Russia. Defense Secretary Robert Gates says Iran, China, and Russia almost certainly hacked her server. Well, she used an unencrypted server. Then you have Philip Mudd trying to say that General Michael Flynn, how dare he say that, lock up Hillary, and that was partisanship. Well, she committed crimes. And it wasn't just any crime. It wasn't paying somebody who willingly took the money, a business transaction with Stormy or McDougal. It was a private server that Philip Mudd and you would think former CIA officials, with knowing that CIA names were on a private server outside the United States government in her basement, not to mention the 18 classified emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop. One would think that a person like Philip Mudd would be like, oh my God, she made a complete mockery of the United States intelligence community. But you have Michael Hayden, you have all these people, John Brennan, James Clapper is like, I think there's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. Well, there is evidence that Clinton committed Espionage Act law crimes, but she didn't mean to do it. She's too stupid to indict. David Kaplan, thank you, HA. What great information, pound for pound. You are the best. Mueller planning to indict the state of... I don't exactly know what that means, but it's awesome. The Stay Puff Marshmallow Man. Mueller planning to indict the Stay Puff Marshmallow Man. Thank you, David Kaplan. Thank you so very much. Thank you, David. Thank you. I mean, it's kind of like you have a situation where, okay, so even CNN, so they can't indict. At least they acknowledge that to us after some battling. They acknowledge that to us. This is Rudy Giuliani on Tuesday. A source close to the White House told Fox News' John Roberts, remember, the president cannot be indicted. But he didn't even commit a crime. Even if Cohen says, well, he did so, but he's also contradicted himself. He's not a credible witness. He's not a credible witness. Stormy that hasn't even, the only person who has a case is McDougal. Stormy has stated repeatedly that never happened. She signed, what did she sign? She signed another document that stated that she never ever had any relationship with him. Then now she did. Now Avenatti wants to run for president. More power to him. I hope he runs. And I hope he becomes nominee. I think it would be fantastic. Thank you, Brian Murphy. Yeah, I mean, if it was me, I would have fired Mueller a long time ago, and he should have done that. But I think that now he's past the point. He's past the point of no return where there's diminishing returns for Mueller. If Mueller is fired after the midterms, it's like people like shrug shoulders. There'll of course be outrage. But see, the outrage meter is always at 11. What was it? Spinal Tap? Make it turn the volume up to 11. When your outrage meter is always at 11. AC Yor, how are you? Thank you for being an amazing moderator. Thanks everyone for tuning in and everything. Eric H526, thank you. Horace, thank you. Elizabeth Luker, thank you. Luke St. Martin, thank you. Everyone, thank you. McDougal, a little bit different story because you have the Inquirer involved. So that's a whole sordid tale. But again, they're trying. Hillary is so utterly corrupt. She's committed so many major national security crimes that, thank you, Dream Gods, thank you, that they're like, well, what can we do? What can we possibly do? We are stuck with literally almost like just a criminal, walking criminal. So what can we do? Edmund Burke, Sir Edmund Burke. But this one goes to 11. Edmund Burke, thank you. And it's like Mike Sherman. The latest attack on President Trump is no different than any other. It's all the same. Derangement syndrome. This will pass. We need help. We need to help the president this November. No, everybody. I agree with you. And Mike Sherman, I'll say this. Mike Sherman, I'll say this. 671 people vote Republican. I don't even agree with a lot of Republican policies. I'm still voting Republican. You have to go ahead and ensure that Democrats do not take control of the House. I don't believe they will. I've stated that on RT. I've stated it endlessly. Let's see the ridiculous polls, because these polls are hilarious, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to contract as always. 7.3. Oh, look at that. What a bunch of nonsense. I love that so much. Ed Rollins, there will be no blue wave. I've been saying that. Ed Rollins, there will be no blue wave. Republicans will hold the House and Senate. I said that May 30th. Let's listen to this.
We wrap it up now. Conservative, FBI.
No question about that. That's what they have a different point of view. That it's a powerful vehicle, and people now realize it's a powerful vehicle. These issues are complicated, and I think the country today basically sees a real polarization. They like what Trump's doing on the economic issues and what have you. The rest of it is a lot of background noise, and they don't quite understand who's right or who's wrong. But I think at this point in time, he has managed to hold his base, and his base is going to be very important in these midterms.
So you think there won't be a blue wave?
I project at this.
There's going to be a blue wave in the toilet bowl. So you go to the toilet today, or of course you will, but if you just look down, there'll be a blue wave, and think of the Democrats. Think of the Democrats after you're done. That's when really the Democratic Party will be seen.
At this point in time, I've been doing this for 50 years. I don't think he has managed to hold his base, and his base is going to be very important in these midterms.
So you think there won't be a blue wave?
I predict at this point in time, I've been doing this for 50 years. I don't predict. There's no blue wave. There'll be some seats that'll be lost, just as the ordinary is, but that's mainly about the retirements. We have too many retirements and some of these open seats. But you're not going to, and it's all over the country. It'll be a couple seats in California, a couple seats here, a couple seats there, and which you're not going to. This is not a national election. This is a person by person.
So you think they hold the majority?
I think Republicans hold a majority in both the House and the Senate. And I think the missed opportunity is we had plenty of chances to pick up some Senate.
Republicans hold a majority in the House and the Senate. And what did H.A. Goodman say? I'm not going to toot my own horn. I don't want to toot my own horn. This is Ed Rollins. Okay. He's been around politics a heck of a lot longer than I have, but I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm going to go ahead. I was on RT. I think it's my 8th or 9th appearance. I think it might be my 9th appearance, actually, on RT. I've been on CNN and MSNBC before, but here I am on RT, ladies and gentlemen. And go ahead. Here is the actual link. Subscribe to my Twitter account. Subscribe to my also Gab. The Gab account is on there. I'm on there right there. Vet for 45. Hey, AJ, can you do a shout out to my best friend from basic training, Willett Schmidt Kirk, and her daughter Molly Kirk, who is coming home tomorrow after 4 years of service in the Army. We are so proud. Well, a big shout out goes to I hope I'm pronouncing the first name correct. Willett Schmidt Kirk, and Molly Kirk. God bless you both. And you too, Vet for 45, congratulations and thank you so much for everything that you've done for our country. And 4 years of service, we are so proud. And everyone here, all 700 people, are proud of you, and the country is. And just thank you very much for the sacrifices you make for all of us. Willette Schmidt Kirk and Molly Kirk. Thank you, Molly Kirk. Vet for 45, thank you. Vet for 45, thank you. For the Yahtzee one. Yahtzee one. The Yahtzee one. I cannot say this. It's YouTube policies. You never know. According to my local MSM, experts say Trump has the worst day in his life. Yes. Yes. I love it. I love it. So I don't want to toot my own horn. But this is what I said. So you got veteran strategist Ed Rollins, and you got a poor little old me, poor little old HA. And on Twitter, I said, I predicted on TV Dems lose both the House and Senate at 1951 on video link, May 30th, 2018. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's just kind of funny. So I have no idea why. Why am I laughing? Why am I laughing? Okay, here.
Could rig the election, and he went on and on about how the experts.
So I'm talking about Obama on CNN saying it's impossible to rig an election. So here.
All the authorities and the most educated people would never ever stoop so low as to blame anyone for an election loss. So Trump should just stop whining. Then we have nonstop whining, continual and never-ending whining from Clinton and the Democratic Party. They're going to lose in the midterms. They had like a 13 or 14 point lead in the generic polls for both the House and the Senate. They'll lose the Senate, or the GOP will keep control of the Senate and keep control of the House, and they're going to limp into 2020. Trump, unless there's something, God forbid, that's just unforeseen, Trump will easily defeat Democrats in 2020.
And I'm wearing the pink tie, and I'm wearing the blue button-down shirt, and I'm wearing the suit. Okay, this isn't, with my Ramones t-shirt. Here it is again. So I was saying this May 30th. And I want to let you know, to the almost 700 people who are watching right now, the Democrats did the Green Party dirty. They did them dirty. Okay. They did to the Green Party what Paris Denard did to Philip Mudd, and what Louis Gohmert did to Strzok Poo. They didn't even lose by the margin of the Green Party candidate who said he was descended from aliens. Okay. People were like, who do I pick, the Democrat or this guy who's an alien from outer space? I'll pick him. They are going, ladies and gentlemen. Phoenix Rise, thank you so very much. They are going to level so much hatred at Bernie voters. One person said, I hate Bernie. Lowrider, thank you so much, Lowrider. Very kind of you. And Lowrider, thank you for always watching. You've been watching since day one. I really appreciate that. The Democrats are going to do a number. They're going to try to purge, and we'll see. I don't know. The jury's out. We'll see what Bernie voters do. Are they going to say, you know what? You pushed us. We're going to do an H.A. Goodman, and we're going to either vote for Trump or never vote Democrat again? Or will they do the same thing they did when Bernie was Brian, where you would look better in an ostrich jacket? My next appearance on TV, I'm wearing the baby panda jacket / ostrich tie or ostrich jacket, whichever one. I'm going full Manafort. But they're going to attack Bernie voters. Now, as with everything I say, it goes like this to the average person on the left. They don't care. They never cared. Anything I said, they never like, whatever. I was like, Clinton's going to lose to Trump. Shut up. You're an idiot. Or just whatever. You're an idiot. You're crazy. There's people online who are like, he's crazy. He's lost his mind. He's insane. He's insane. Like, it's not what's insane. What's crazy? What's crazy now is to think that the Democratic Party won't attack because they're going to lose. And when they lose, they're going to need a scapegoat. So it's going to be Russia again. It's going to be Bernie again. Forget about the Green Party. They've already obliterated it. And there's a walk away. There's Dem exit. So let's just go ahead and let's continue. So we already see. So there's not going to be a blue wave. Okay. If there's nothing, Papa D, need a special class of HA fans, stealth watchers. Yes, Papa D, thank you. And so let's go ahead. Where was I? So then he goes, okay, to be clear, there is a debate in the legal community about the prohibition on indicting a sitting president if he committed a crime that's of national security importance, like, for example, a private server in the White House, which Clinton would have had, or a private server as Secretary of State, which Clinton had, then that's a national security issue. She had the names of CIA agents. She had national geospatial maps of nuclear facilities around the world. The more likely threat to Trump, and this is as true, and this is as true following the Cohen plea deal and Manafort's conviction as it was weeks ago, is the possibility that the House takes up articles of impeachment against him. So what? Even if they gain control of the House, which is, of course, a possibility, but it ain't going to happen, it won't go the 2/3 vote in the Senate. You need the majority of the House and 2/3 of the Senate. Not going to get 2/3 of the Senate, 60 votes. Not going to happen. So it's like, and also like impeach Trump. They're like, we got to impeach him. Like they don't realize, like Democrats don't realize you can only generally impeachment was always like, oh my God, like, the biggest political scandal possible. Gabbers, I missed Gabbers. Got here late. Sorry if addressed. There's no campaign violation for him or POTUS. Listen to Mark Levin. Yeah. He's an expert. Lanny Davis, not so much. Exactly. I heard Mark Levin. Yeah, it was true. And also Mark Levin brought up a great point, which was that just because Cohen pled guilty doesn't mean like there was no trial. He just pled guilty to, things that weren't necessarily campaign finance violations. Michael C. would love to see someone in the GOP speak about the dangers of criminalizing normal politics. Exactly. Thank you, Eric H526. Thank you. Take a step back. This case has always moved on two related but not identical tracks. There is the legal end of things, which has led to a series of criminal charges of the Mueller team. Yeah, it has nothing to do with Russia. They just want to hurt Trump. And its most high-profile conviction in the form of Trump's former campaign chairman, Manafort. So what they do is they're like, well, look, we have Clinton. You have Trump and all his crazy people. It's like, no, it's not the case. Manafort, Cohen, Stormy, Papadopoulos, Trump's tweets is nothing compared to top secret intelligence outside of the United States government, classified intelligence on Wiener's laptop. Nothing. Britton Johnson. HA sidebar, two pieces of great news. One, cricket is back home. Yes. Awesome. Excellent news. Britton, tough road ahead of her still. Well, thank you for letting us know, and God bless her and God bless you. Thanks for the prayers too. Jones versus Cormier. Whoa. What? Really? Wait, is that true? Hold on. Wait a second. Britton Johnson. Am I like living under a rock? Maybe I am. Maybe I am living under a rock. I don't know. Wait, really? Hold on. Britton Johnson. Oh my God. Wow. But he's going to fight Brock Lesnar, though. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Britton Johnson, thank you. Wow. O.J. Clinton, the best in America in one name. Throw your hands in the air, red wave them like you just don't care. Wow. O.J. Clinton, thank you, Britton Johnson. O.J. Clinton, the best in America in one name. Where was I? Where was I? Oh, yeah. Where was I?
One name.
Oh, Lord. I'm replaying myself. Okay, so even CNN's like, nah, it's not going to happen. So it's not going to happen. Is it possible that Manafort will, contra Giuliani, push for Trump to be indicted? That Mueller will? No. I mean, anything is possible. Assuming Mueller does that, the political track will be the only way in which Trump could be punished in any meaningful... Punished for what? To date, national Democrats have been reluctant to talk too much about the possible impeachment proceedings against Trump. Really? That's all I hear about from Democrats. The wild card, of course, is what Mueller's report ultimately finds. Let him write the most scathing report, and it will be filed in the file cabinet, and nobody will remember anything. We have a national memory span of about 2.5 days. That's it. That's it. The Helsinki conference that was supposed to be like, Pearl Harbor and the demise of the dinosaurs, and the Ice Age and everything else, horrible. Genghis Khan, nobody talks about that anymore. It's like, it was obvious when the hyperbole, when everything's at 11 volume, everything is, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. So Mueller's just like biding time. He's like, I got to write this report. Everyone knows that, there's no there. And it's like, at the end of the day, if you hate Trump for his personality, but you overlook a great economy, a less militant foreign policy than any Democrat would have engaged in, the fact that all of the corrupt FBI officials are being indicted, being fired. There's criminal referrals for Andrew McCabe. Then you're just completely brainwashed by the Democratic Party. Trump's tweets never killed anyone, never hurt anyone, never engaged in pay-to-play schemes. Pickle jars for Hillary. Hillary's so amazing she had to cheat to win the primary. Exactly. Exactly. Pickle jars. Thank you. That's awesome. Loud Citizen has an awesome thank you, Loud Citizen. It's pretty cool on Twitter. So even so CNN article is like, yeah, he's not going to be indicted because there's nothing to really indict him on. Okay, Obama paid a fine. Then you have, hold on one second. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and to all 700 people. So now you have Alan Dershowitz here, who is basically
charges of his own.
Cutting Trump, he joins us right now from Martha's Vineyard. Professor, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, so Professor, so much is being made this morning about the possibility that the Michael Cohen charges could come back to impact the president. How, first of all, do you see that happening? And is he in any legal peril?
Well, the death knell that they've been sounding on some of the other cable television seems a bit exaggerated. There are many, many steps that have to be taken before the president's in legal jeopardy. First of all, you have to show that it's a crime. If Mr. Trump, the candidate, contributed several $100,000s to his own campaign to pay hush money to women who were either truthfully or falsely alleging against him, that's not a crime. A candidate can contribute as much as he wants. If he directed somebody...
So if he should have just made it a campaign, like an expense of his campaign. Let me know if you can hear this. This is awesome.
To do it, intending to pay it back, that's probably not a crime. The election laws are a morass of misdemeanors, felonies, crimes, non-crimes, with exceptions. So you have to get over the legal barrier first. Then you have to get over the credibility barrier.
So you have to go ahead. It's probably not a crime, he says. And it's probably not a crime. And, well, with Clinton, we know these are certain crimes. Like, we know it is a crime to transfer top secret intelligence, either unintentionally or intentionally, from Cybernet, Erickson's gifts, or any place in the United States government. You cannot do so. You can't take photos. You can't summarize. You can't however way they did that. And I explain in Butter top secret emails, all the people implicated as well. I have over 120 5-star reviews on Butter top secret emails. It's below. It's all 700 people. If you want to know almost everything there is to know about the email scandal, just get Butter top secret and Butter deleted emails on Amazon. And that's below in the description section. But even Chris Solis at CNN is like, yeah, you know what? He's not getting indicted. And Alan Dershowitz and Chris Solis hates Trump, or at least, CNN hates Trump. And Dershowitz voted for Hillary. And he's like, not only do you have to prove it's a crime, it's probably not a crime. And Obama did worse and got a fine, a $300 million fine.
The evidence that the president did anything that might be unlawful, even arguably, comes from a man who's admitted to be a liar, who has a lawyer-client privilege with the president, unless there are exceptions to it. So there are a lot of barriers between what Cohen said yesterday in court. And remember, there's been no indictment, grand jury. There's only been a statement and allocution by a man who's admitted to criminal conduct. So we're far away from impeachable offense or criminal offense on the part of the president.
He paid for 2 women that he had relationships with. For whatever reason, it could have been Papa D. 50 qualities for every stealth watcher. Papa D. Essentially, what Trump did was, long before the election, he had relationships with 2 women. These women willingly paid money and either signed an NDA or, I think in McDougal's case, it was Google, Inquirer, Trump. So, what was it again? Here, this is February 2018, a system for concealing infidelity. All right. It wasn't a system for concealing, campaign, concealing, information from voters. Relationship between Trump, Inquirer goes beyond headlines. Then they have to prove with McDougal that the Inquirer was also in on it. Besides detailing the tabloid's involvement, Stormy McDougal to keep quiet about their alleged affairs. Again, they didn't have to keep quiet. Why didn't they take the money and then tell everyone? I would love to hear Democrats explain, why didn't they just take the money and then tell the world? Because there's no, I mean, aside from Stormy, but that's like, no one's talking about that anymore. That never happened. Trump didn't go ahead and try to intimidate physically anyone. Thank you, ML Freitas. Thank you. But why didn't they just take the money and tell people? You know, oh my God, you know, the Inquirer didn't run the story. Then why didn't she go? McDougal reached a deal to be paid $150,000 for her story about an alleged, an affair in 2006 and 2007. Okay, great. Why didn't she go to another tabloid? Why didn't she go to the New Yorker? Or whatever. New Yorker's not a tabloid, but why didn't she go to another publication? Well, she reached the deal. And then they can do what they want. Then you have to prove that, I mean, you have to prove so many different things, and it's not even national security. Obviously, what Trump did was a business transaction with people he didn't want to, convey that he had a relationship with them. He didn't want them to convey that to anyone that they had a relationship or whatever. They took the money or they were, in McDougal's case, it was the Inquirer. McDougal reached a deal to be paid $150,000 for her story. Why didn't she write a Medium article? Or 2000. Why didn't she go ahead and write a Facebook post? Who was stopping any of these people? Why not start a YouTube channel and say, okay, this is what happened? You could have done so, but they didn't. It's not about silencing. The hush money thing goes both ways. In Trump's case, they're agreeing to not saying anything, whether it's a deal with the Inquirer or whatever. This is not also national security. Again, Hillary Clinton had the names of CIA agents. She had special access program intelligence, special access SAP intelligence, the highest level classification. And her server was hacked. And it was all for the Clinton Foundation. And she deleted 30,000 emails without Obama knowing. She did this without her own president, her own boss. No one explains this, but Clinton had a boss. Who was Hillary Clinton's boss? Obama. Why didn't her own boss know that she had a server? So, it's interesting. The thing here is, you don't have a national security issue. These are not national security issues. Paul Manafort's guilty verdicts, Michael Cohen's guilty pleas, Papadopoulos, Flynn was set up completely. I'm beginning to think Papadopoulos was just set up completely. None of this, absolutely none of this, has to do with national security. None of this has to do with the security of this country. All of Clinton's crimes have to do with national security. And they're egregious. And the FBI, I mean, look at the difference in, you have overzealous, you have just maniacal, you have this laser-focused, hate-filled special counsel for crimes that Trump didn't even commit. And Clinton committed overt crimes. And there was an overt cover-up. And oh, by the way, let's just, she didn't mean to do it. It's okay. Let's forget about it. And then she purchased the Steele dossier. So it's like, Tara Mama, why can't he fire Jeff? I don't think he should fire Sessions right now. Whatever major move must happen after Republicans hold. Now, you have Jim Jordan as speaker. You can do whatever you want. Alex, you're 100% right. None of these crimes have to do with Russia. None of these crimes have to do with national security, and it's all a bunch of nonsense. It's all a bunch of nonsense. That's why, like, every day they're like, we got him, we got him. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have him. Sorry. You know. Accuracy in media, yeah. I wrote in the Daily Caller, oh, well, let's just continue, that she should be indicted on her campaign finance laws. But here's Alan Dershowitz.
I want to ask you.
Because this is not like one thing. Alan Dershowitz is right. He's like, oh, well, you know what? Is the whole thing payment between two people? Is like, no, 60 to 80 million was funneled from the DNC into her campaign. That's a big problem. Quadaloo, the currency of Papadi, the currency of gamesters of Triskelion. Thank you, Papadi. Beyond the infinite, praying women to keep mouths shut but alleged affairs is not a campaign finance violation. Mueller's pathetic. Yep. Paying women to keep mouths shut about alleged affairs is not a campaign finance violation. Mueller's pathetic. Of course it's not. Beyond the infinite, you're 100% right. But see, that's the thing. Beyond the infinite and everybody else, they have nothing. If you were a meth addict, like some of the people in LA or in any city, you see them. Not that I go to the supermarket all the time at night, but sometimes late at night, I have to go to the supermarket, whatever, do a late show. And you see these people are like waiting. They're like, they dress nice, but it looks like they like rolled around in the bushes. And you're looking at them, and you're like, don't touch me. Please don't touch me. And they're like, yeah, I need this. And they need like a battery or something, or like, I don't know, they need something. Meanwhile, they like stuff things in their pocket. And it's like, oh, and you can see they're like all tweaked out. Those are Democrats. Those are the living embodiment of the Democratic Party. They just hate Trump's personality. The intelligence chiefs hate him because he doesn't kiss their butt. All the Democrats hate him because he's doing the deporting and not Obama. If Obama deported 2.5 million people, they'd be fine with it. It's like they can't stand. They don't know what to do. It's a good economy. They don't know what to do. Even Bill Maher's like, you know what? I want a recession. Lowrider. Centrist headquarters has Hillary lower back. Wow, that's appealing. Clinton's lower back tattoo. That is really appealing. Wow. That's if you had lunch. It's game over there. Wow. Hillary Clinton's lower back tattoo. Okay. So it's just, it's like they have nothing. They have absolutely nothing. And here you have media silent on lawsuit alleging major Clinton campaign finance violations. You have millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in campaign finance violations. Hundreds of millions, tens of millions, I should say. Then you have her purchasing the Steele dossier, which is a major campaign finance violation. But let's listen to Dershowitz.
Will you elaborate more on that? I know you wrote the book, Case Against Impeaching Trump. Will this election be about impeachment? Because Mueller was going after him, trying to find Russia collusion. That hasn't happened so far. Are they going to try to use this against him and try to prove that it is illegal? Maybe find some loophole and say that it is illegal. Maybe they disagree with you. Is there room for different opinions when it comes to reading that law, or is it just a hard, fast rule that this is not illegal if he did end up knowingly direct Cohen to pay these women?
Well, I think if you read my book, The Case Against Impeaching Trump, you'll see it makes a very persuasive argument that you can impeach on the basis of minor derelictions or even crimes. You need a high crime and misdemeanor.
Game over. A high crime and misdemeanor is transferring top secret intelligence. Now, Bruce Tamazuski, the tattoo, it's handlebars. You're welcome. No, oh my God. Nice. Bruce Tamaszewski. That is an appealing. That is very appealing. That is really, wow. Wow. Okay. What was I gonna say? Well, so yeah, it's high crimes and misdemeanors. High crimes and misdemeanors. Okay, it's not Papa D, yes, paying Quantalus. You have to go ahead and you have to say, this is national security. Paying a man or a woman, if they accept the money and they're like, oh, yeah, well, I won't say anything. Well, it's a business transaction. And then you say, well, it's a campaign finance violation. Really? Okay, and it's not even a campaign finance violation because he won even with the Access Hollywood tape. He won even with the Access Hollywood tape. So you're gonna worry about it? It's like that wouldn't even, no one would have cared. He was the personification of everything horrible in the universe. This would have been like one of the best things he ever did if people found out. Two of the best things. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, every single person here, thank you so very much. 653 people, thank you so very, very much. I will be back very soon. And God bless. Thank you to my super chat. Thank you so much. And President Obama was fined $300+ million for worse campaign finance violations. I think Trump is okay. Okay, so hold on one second. So all right. Thank you so very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you soon. Have a fantastic day. Thank you. See you very soon. To my super chat, thank you so very much.